Good morning and welcome to a weekend in my life. Since I started doing weekly daily vlogs, I like a day in the life every single week, I have not shown a weekend in a very long time. And I have a lot of fun things planned this weekend, so I thought I would bring you along for all of my weekend plans. Step one, cup of coffee and an abridged version of my morning routine. So the best part about the weekends is I don't set an alarm and I sleep until I want to sleep. It's about 8 o'clock. My body typically sleeps 9 hours. If I don't set an alarm, that's my amount of sleep that my body likes to get. Maybe someday I will be able to do that during the weekdays. I would love that. But as of right now, I usually get 7.5 during the weekdays and then I let myself sleep in and get 9 on the weekends. Hi, Charlie. My cat does not like the fan in the living room, so she is feeling a little needy right now. So the first thing I do, make a cup of coffee and do most parts of my morning routine. I don't do every step. If you watch my morning routine video, that is my weekday morning routine, not my weekend morning routine. I do a lot of the steps that are like every single day, like my daily stoic, my gratitude journal, but then some of the steps, like my morning pages, I skip on the weekends. All right, the next thing that I always do is eat breakfast. I am the kind of person that needs breakfast first thing in the morning. Typically on Saturdays, Sam and I will have breakfast together. We'll make like avocado toast or protein pancakes or something like that. But Sam actually went back to sleep, which works out because today I am planning to have a smoothie for breakfast. One of the things that I try to do when I have plans over the weekend, like today where I've got plans starting at 11 for the rest of the day, and so I don't know what it's gonna look like what I'm gonna eat and drink for the rest of the day, I always try to have a smoothie before I head out for the day to make sure that I'm gonna get nutrients, I'm gonna get protein, and it's gonna make me feel good before I go eat and drink whatever I'm gonna eat and drink the rest of the day. And one of the things that I've started putting in my smoothies is this Bellway Super Fiber and Collagen. And this portion of the video is very kindly sponsored by the team over at Bellway. I have actually been looking for a fiber additive and a collagen additive separately for my smoothie for quite some time. I was actually talking to my stepmom when I was down in Texas about collagen, and I've been trying to figure out which one is gonna be best for me. And so when the team over at Bellway reached out to me, I was like, did you hear what I was talking about? Like, it was absolutely perfect timing. And so they sent over the super fiber and collagen combo. They also have a fiber by itself, and they also have a protein powder. I haven't tried either of those. It's the only product that I have in my hands that I've tried. And I've been using it for just over a week. Would I say I've noticed like a massive difference? No. This week was also not the greatest week for looking at my bloating for me in general, if you catch my drift. But I know that it makes me feel better, like mentally, and there's like a stress relief knowing that I got my fiber in for the day, even if I didn't get it in like all of my foods. And so I've been having a scoop of this every single day for the past week. They do say to start with 1 scoop for the first 3 days, and then you can switch to 2 scoops a day. Like, I'm just gonna stick with 1 scoop, partially to make the thing last longer, to make the bottle or the container last longer, but also like, I don't know if I need 2 scoops. I do eat a good amount of fruits and vegetables, so I felt like 1 scoop was probably enough. On days that I have a smoothie, I will put this in my smoothie. That's what I'm gonna do today. I'll show you my smoothie recipe. And then on days that I don't have my smoothie, I just drink it straight. By itself, it tastes absolutely fine. The flavor is matcha lemon. To be honest, the flavor is not that strong. When you mix it with the right amount of water, like the flavor is not that strong, but it's not terrible. Like, I've had like supplements before that I've mixed with water and tried to drink, and it was just gross and awful. The one tough thing about this is the water has to be like room temperature for it to actually mix, and if you've been around, you know that I love cold, ice cold water. So what I do is I put it with the room temperature water to actually get it to dissolve, and then I will add a couple of ice cubes to cool it down before I drink it. I will say, one of the things I've been struggling with is whether or not I want to leave my blender on the counter, because when I leave it on the counter, I have smoothies more often because it's sitting here and it's like, use me, have a smoothie. But sometimes I'm like, you have such limited counter space. Are you really using some of it for a blender that you don't use necessarily every single day? All right, so here's my current go-to smoothie recipes. Most of these things are staples. I will switch up like the frozen fruit depending on what I'm working through right now. So that's the only thing that I'll change up. So the first thing I do is unsweetened vanilla almond milk. This is the Costco brand. And I do that first so that I can use the measurements on the actual blender. So I do a cup of that. This is just the Costco one because I still have a bunch of them left over. Actually, God, it feels like there's not that much left in there. Okay, then I will do a half of a frozen banana, mostly just because like if I found that if I do a whole one, it's too much smoothie. So if I'm sharing with Sam, I will do a whole banana, but if it's just me, I will just put a half of one, and I always try to put that at the bottom so that it gets blended. And then same thing with the spinach. If I put that at the bottom, it'll get blended better. If I have fresh spinach that I'm trying to work through before it goes bad, I will use fresh spinach. If I have fresh spinach that's going bad, I will stick it in the freezer, and sometimes I will use frozen spinach for my smoothies. It just kind of depends on what I'm working on. The spinach is on its last leg, so this works out well, finishing that. Then I will do a scoop of protein powder. This is my favorite protein powder, the Noble Protein. I get this on Amazon. It literally tastes like nothing. It's just protein powder, which I like, so then I can add, you know, different flavors with fruits, or sometimes I use cocoa powder, like not unsweetened, but like, you know, just plain cocoa powder. You'll see what I'm using today to add a little bit of flavor. And then the other sort of like nutrient dense thing that I add is this ground flaxseed. This is just a Whole Foods brand, so I will do a tablespoon of that. And then I will add a scoop of the Bellway fiber and collagen. Again, the flavor is so faint for me. It doesn't mess with the flavor of my smoothie at all. Like when I first got it, I had a smoothie without it one day, and then the next day I had a smoothie with it, so that I could see like back to back if I noticed the taste, and I didn't at all. So then that's the base. That is what I always put in my smoothie. And then the next steps, whether I put in chocolate and peanut butter, or whether I put in strawberries, or whether the next step is based on what I'm working on right now. So right now I'm working through these frozen pineapple bits from Trader Joe's. They're so cute and small. They're like little cute small pineapples. So I'll put like, just like a little handful to give it a little bit of a kind of tropical taste. And then I've been putting this unsweetened shredded coconut in there. So it literally is like, it's almost like a pina colada. And that is my smoothie. So that was all a great idea until I realized that it was time to run the blender, and Sam was still asleep. So it's a little bit later, and now I am enjoying my smoothie. This is like the only cup I have that's big enough for smoothies. It was like a free cup I got with last year's Texas football schedule on it. But it's, again, the only cup I have big enough that stores my smoothie. This is, it's green from the spinach. And I use like a reusable straw from another old cup for my smoothies. This is like my go-to smoothie thing. We run the dishwasher basically every day, so it's not that big of a deal. It's good. It's great. It's not as cold as I normally would like it because I had to let things sit for a little bit until he woke up before I could blend it. But it tastes great. So if you were interested in trying out any of the Bellway products, they did give me a coupon code. It is Laken20 for 20% off your first order. If you want to try just the fiber and collagen, which is what I have. They also, again, have a protein powder, but I don't know what it tastes like or if it's any good. But I will leave that link down below if you want to check them out. Thank you again to the team over at Bellway for sponsoring this portion of the vlog. So now what I'm going to do while I enjoy my smoothie is paint my nails. I've had this question before about how I store my nail polish, and I use this caboodle. I don't actually remember where I got this. It was at like a planner event or a conference or like a gift from a friend. It was like a gift. Like I didn't go out and purchase this, but I'm very glad that I own it because it is perfect. It stores all of my nail polish stuff. I'll flip you around and show it to you. Okay, so it does have a little mirror section. I don't ever use the mirror. In this top tray, I have all of my like supplies, which is mostly just nail files and then a couple nail clippers and things like that. In this section, I have all the nail polish that I've kept that is not dazzle dry, and that's just because these colors are super unique, like some burnt orange, some sparkles, things like that. It's a combination of Essie and this brand Painted Phalanges, which was sent to me by a lovely subscriber. And then I think I still have maybe one of the KL polish. This is from Kathleen Lights. She does not sell this anymore, but those are like the only 3 brands I have over here. And then over here I have all of my Dazzle Dry colors. So these are all of the colors that I've purchased. Clearly I have a theme, like a style with nails. And then down here is all the extra supplies. So this bag has base coats, top coats, etc. And then I have, this is the pure acetone that I need to get the Dazzle Dry off. This is the Dazzle Dry Prep normal nail polish remover for the rare times I do use normal nail polish. I use normal nail polish on my toes pretty much every time. Not that you can't do Dazzle Dry on your toes, but I just happen to use normal nail polish. And then I have this little plastic guy that has cuticle remover, Q-tips, cotton pads, and then toothpicks are really, really helpful for getting, like if you accidentally touch the cuticle, it's really, really helpful. So I am going to paint my nails and decide if I'm gonna watch something educational like YouTube or if I'm gonna go watch like The Nanny on HBO that I'm still watching. Also, I want to show you this. I finally caved and got one of these desktop calendars. I have been debating getting one for a while, but I was like, I don't know if I want any more desk clutter, but there's somebody I follow on Instagram who always shares hers, and I was like, man, I kind of want that. I want that like daily motivation, even though it's already May. Like, do I really need one of these? And so I got one from I can't even remember the name of the author now, who wrote the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. And it's all like stuff from her. And so besides the content, obviously I loved the kind of mantra and mindset behind it. I like that it was white. And so it adds clutter to my desk, but not like too bad. So let's go ahead and rip off yesterday's and go to, they always combine Saturday and Sunday on these things. That way if you use it at like a work desk, you're not missing 2 on the weekend. So even the biggest, most celebrated winners are rarely actually perfect. That's great. I really love that. There was one earlier this week about perfection that I sent as a text to my patrons because I was just like, we all could use that reminder. All right, I am all ready to go. I thought that I was gonna have time to do one business related thing this morning after I did my nails and got ready, and I was wrong. I have about 8 minutes to spare before it's time for me to head out and go meet a friend for brunch. If you guys don't follow her, Elise from Plan with Elise here on YouTube and on Instagram, she posts a ton of videos. So if you are looking for someone new, planning related to follow here on YouTube, go check her out. But that is who I am meeting for brunch, and I'm so excited and also laughing because I picked out this outfit while I was painting my nails. I was thinking about what I was gonna wear, and it's super like gloomy and rainy. It's like 50 and rainy, not like exciting spring New York weather. And so I was like, I'm gonna actually wear a pair of jeans, and then I'm gonna wear my leather jacket, which I love this jacket. Where did I got it from, like maybe Nordstrom Rack or one of those types of places. What I love about it is that the sleeves are not leather, and so I'm able to get a size that like fits me well in the midsection, but also fits my arms because the sleeves are like a fabric. But yeah, so jeans and like my leather jacket, and then I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw Elise post a picture of her outfit saying, I'm headed to the city, and she's wearing jeans and a leather black tank top and a black leather jacket. And I was like, we're just gonna match. We're gonna be twins today. So I am gonna go head out and meet her for brunch. Hi, Charlie. Well, I haven't left yet because I have not decided what shoes to wear. It is supposed to rain all day, and so I'm tempted to wear my rain boots, even though they're just like, they're not as cute as my like, you know, cute tall boots. But these are obviously much more rain friendly, but I'm also not walking that far. So do I wear the cute boots or the practical boots? I went with the practical boots. All right. Bye, Charlie. I hope you have a good day. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I am not running late, but I definitely didn't have time to like even do, oh, I just got like oil on the dresser. I didn't even have time to do like part of my morning routine this morning before like I really needed to get in the shower and start getting ready. I need to get in the shower and wash my makeup off. Does anyone else? When does it become like easier to wash your face at night? When you come home, like on a normal weekday, fine, whatever. But like on a weekend, like we got home at like, this wasn't even that late. It was like 10 o'clock last night. And I just was like, no, I'm not gonna wash my face tonight. And I know that that's not good for my skin. I know that. Sunscreen, that is good for my skin. Also, I love this sunscreen. My stepmom gave this to me when I was down in Texas because she was like, I don't know, it's not really my favorite. And I love this stuff, especially under makeup. It just feels like, it just like goes right into my skin. But it's very pricey. And I don't like to spend that much on sunscreen. My stepmom gave me one and I just like, oh God, it feels like, I just love the way that it feels on my skin. Anyways, I don't know. That was a lot of rambling. Good morning. I am getting ready. We are going to meet friends for brunch, and then we are headed to the Friends experience. I'm so excited, y'all. If you have been around, you know that I'm a Friends fan. In fact, I almost decided to wear my like actual Friends shirt. My mom got this for me on Groupon. It was a Christmas gift. But I decided that if I wanted the photos to look like I'm actually in the scenes, then I should wear like a normal outfit, like neutral, normal colors. So Sam is wearing like a Sublime t-shirt because he's like, that's very 90s. And his like lightest pair of jeans, like whitewash jeans. So I think I'm gonna wear this like burnt orange top and then some like black jeans, I think is what I'm thinking, just because they're comfortable. Anyways, if you don't know what it is, I'm going to take you along. That's one of the biggest reasons I wanted to vlog this weekend, is because I wanted to capture this. It's essentially like a museum where they've set up all of the scenes from the Friends TV show. Anyways, I'm very excited. I can't remember if I told you yesterday, like what it was, what it is or what it was. I feel like I used to vlog every day for a week and I would remember what I said in those prior days. And here I am vlogging 2 days back to back and I can't remember what I told you yesterday. Anyways, yesterday was super fun also. So look at this. Do not vlog and dry shampoo at the same time because then you end up with weird streaks. I actually do love this dry shampoo. I think it smells so good. I got it, I'm pretty sure, in a FabFitFun box. I don't know that it's pricey, and so I don't know if I will rebuy it when it's gone or if I'll just go back to a drugstore one that I like just as much. Anyways, yesterday was super, super fun. I went to brunch with Elise and she is just so, so sweet. And so we just sat there and chatted for a long time. I was kind of afraid the restaurant was gonna kick us out, to be honest, because they have an unlimited brunch option that's an hour and a half. And I was like, I hope that they'd let us sit there for longer than that. We don't need to like keep drinking and have unlimited brunch for longer. But I would like to sit at this table. Luckily, I think because it was gloomy and rainy yesterday, they had plenty of tables and it wasn't that big of a deal. So we kept sitting and chatting and it was really nice to finally meet her in person and chat with her. And then we went and met our friends at the bar that is in the friend's apartment building. So the outside of the bar is the building that they pan when they show the Friends apartment. And then the restaurant itself has nothing to do with Friends, but they have a really, really good happy hour special. And so we wanted to try it out and like go. And it was also fun to like be in a different neighborhood. We don't usually spend any time down there in the West Village. And surprise, surprise, every time I go to the West Village, that's when I see somebody famous. So at the table next to us at the restaurant / bar yesterday was Brooke Shields. It was very cool. And I mean, we didn't say anything, but like, cause especially that's the kind of thing, like she was out with her husband and her, like, I'm assuming her friends, like there was 4 of them. So I'm not gonna like, be like, oh my gosh, can I get a picture with you? Plus, and I did that once actually. I did it when I saw Rupert Grint at a bar. And that was because it's Rupert Grint. If it's somebody that I really like has played a character that I really love, or not that I love Ron Weasley, but I love Harry Potter. So that like I did ask him for a photo. But like I know who Brooke Shields is and I'm like, oh, it's someone famous. Like one time we saw Jesse Tyler Ferguson. I saw him at a bar. You know what I mean? I don't want to necessarily interrupt their like normal lives. Anyways, so that was fun. And then we went and got pizza and just like kept hanging out with them. And then we actually went back to their apartment for a second because their apartment's walkable from that area, and her bridesmaid dress has come in, so I got to see the actual dress in the actual color for the first time. Like the dress that I picked out, I've seen the dress on a bunch of my bridesmaids at this point, and I've seen the color on its own, but I have never seen the dress I had never seen the dress in the color, and it was just really cool. I didn't have it dried on because again it was like 9 something at night, but it was really cool to see it. I made me get really, really excited. They're also engaged as well, and so we're talking like about their wedding as well and their bachelorette parties, and just like it's fun to have all this wedding talk. Chatting with them gets me excited about planning our wedding because they're still really excited because they got engaged this last fall. So they like, I feel, I've mentioned this in a few places, I feel like I'm not that I'm not excited to get married. I actually just like, can we just get married? I'm almost, sometimes I'm like, I don't want a wedding and I just want to get married. But it's, I feel like with the postponement, I've lost a lot of the momentum of the excitement of wedding planning, but spending time with them, and they're still in like the early new, how is my hair this tangly? They are still in like the early new stages of wedding planning, and they're just so excited. It's just really fun to hang out with them on that regards. So yeah, and now here we are. I think I'm learning, yeah, at least between yesterday and today, I think the earliest I want to make plans on the weekends, unless it's like really out of my control, is like noon, because 11 doesn't quite give me enough time to have the relaxing weekend morning that I want. It's not that big of a deal. I still relaxed this morning. I just didn't do my morning routine. Yesterday, I didn't like lay in bed. As soon as I woke up, I immediately got out of bed and started filming and painting my nails and all those things. So if we had made plans for noon, either yesterday or today, I feel like I would have been able to have that extra hour to either lay in bed or do my morning routine. I feel like as I'm prioritizing rest more, that's something that I feel like I feel like 2020 forced me to do it, and I realized how much I needed it and how nice it was that I'm working on incorporating it more in 2021. I feel like boundaries like that, something like today on Sundays, like I'm not gonna do any Plan with Laken related work. I did post in the Patreon Facebook group, Happy Mother's Day, since it's Mother's Day, but otherwise I'm not doing any Plan with Laken work today. And that's a boundary that I am working on sticking with, is that Sundays are no work days. I feel like this is, it's turned all the way out. I feel like my hair's not holding a curl like it normally does. But I think maybe no plans before noon on the weekends might be another boundary that I try to implement. Again, both of these things were completely in my control, like these plans. We could have easily made them for noon instead of 11. 11 made sense. Our tickets for the Friends thing is at like 12:30, 12:45, something like that. So I don't know. Anyways, let me know down in the comments. Do you have like weekend boundaries? I was actually listening to a podcast recently where somebody said that they don't make plans on Sundays. That's like a hard boundary for them. And so if they get invited to a baby shower or a wedding or something like that on Sundays, they just say, no, I don't do things on Sundays. Like I don't go to things on Sundays. And I think that's super interesting. I don't necessarily mean that kind of a boundary. I just mean like if it's in my control, I don't want to have plans before noon on Sundays. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting ready and then we get to go. All right, good afternoon. We immediately came home and took a nap. I don't know why, we were both just so tired, and it's kind of got gloomy again today. It was nice earlier and now it's kind of gloomy. And so when we got home, we both were just like, let's lay down and take a nap. So like, I feel like my makeup is all messed up, but y'all, the Friends experience was amazing. It was like a combination of a museum. So they had lots of like memorabilia, like they had the turkey head that everyone put on their head, and they had like clothing, and they had information about the creating of the show, and they had just all kinds of like museum-y type things where I feel like I learned a lot. They had this one wall that had a bunch of statistics it was just like really interesting and really cool. And then they had a lot of replicas, so where you could take pictures doing things like the pivot couch, the coffee shop, both Rachel and Monica's apartment, and then Chandler and Joey's apartment, and they just had all these like setups of the set, and we just took tons of cool pictures. And it's interesting because when we first bought the tickets, we kind of thought that they were a little bit pricey. Like we were kind of shocked how expensive they were. And then when we got there, and they gave us a little QR code that you would give to all the different photographers when you were getting your picture taken. And they were like, all the digital downloads of the pictures are included. I was like, okay, that makes the price of it feel a lot more worth it, knowing that they were gonna take professional photos at all the spots and give us all of the digital downloads. You know, normally when you do things like that, they like make you pay for like $20 printouts at the end. So that was really awesome. So if you see the price and you're like, oh, it is still not an inexpensive experience. But if you love Friends, if you are a Friends fan, if you are in or around New York City, or they also have one in Chicago, I don't know how they differ, but if you were also in Chicago, obviously we kept our masks on the whole time, even though all 4 of us were vaccinated, which is kind of a bummer, like that the masks are all in the photos. But it's also a memory of the time, like when we went to the Friends experience was during mask time. And at the end where the coffee shop was, you couldn't like sit and you could get coffee or a snack. And it was cute. They had like Phoebe's grandmother's chocolate chip cookie and like Monica's breakup jam on like a scone or something. It was like, the food was very cute, but you couldn't sit there and eat it because it was closed, which indoor restaurants are totally open now. So I don't know why they still don't let you do that. But anyways, just like one of those things that obviously I kind of wish we had been able to do this during a time where our photos didn't have masks and we could have sat and enjoyed our coffee at Central Perk at the end. But I'm still so glad that we went, and I'm glad that we did it with friends. Like that just feels, I don't know, it just felt right to do it with friends that also love the show. And we had a really great time, and it was so fun. And I just love how the pictures turned out. I just think they're so cute. I just love them, and I'm very happy and glad that we went. So now that we're both awake from our nap, Sam is actually installing an air conditioner in our bedroom. We ordered 2 air conditioners, one for the bedroom and one for here in my office. It's on the floor over there. I will deal with that tomorrow. I'm not dealing with the one in here today. It's still cool enough that for working it's fine. Sleeping, it is not cool enough anymore. Like we are not enjoying sleeping. That's why we made it a priority to get those air conditioners ordered. But I think we both have some things we kind of need to work on. I need to plan out my week and kind of get my planner organized, my to-do list organized, and he needs to do a little bit of like admin type work that he usually does on the weekends. And I think we're all gonna like crawl back into bed and we've been watching Superstore, so I think we're gonna watch Superstore while we kind of both work on things, laying in bed. But first things first, while he does that, I am going to clean up this office because it is a disaster. I just have been like all over the place the last 2 days, and I've taken it out of my office and it's a mess in here. The other thing that I was thinking about doing today, but I'm not gonna do it today, is meal prepping. And this is something new that I've kind of tried to start working on, and I will continue to let you know how it goes as I keep trying it. But it is, instead of prepping a bunch of stuff on Sunday, it's trying to use my lunchtime to prep something for dinner. So instead of like, and honestly right now the recipes I'm picking all super simple, like burgers, tacos, spaghetti, pasta, and like ground meat, like just very simple recipes that I can easily throw together after work when it's time for dinner, and it's not really that big of a deal. But it is always helpful to even have already have the meat browned or whatnot. It saves 10 minutes, which in the grand scheme of things is not that big of a deal in the evenings, but it does help. And so one of the things that I don't remember where I got this idea, was to try doing that during lunch, because my energy during lunchtime is much higher than my energy after work. And so instead of prepping today, I'm just gonna do it all during lunch. I was gonna make some chicken salad today, and I was gonna brown like ground beef for tacos, and I was gonna even make some more shredded chicken for another recipe. I'm just gonna do it during lunch, that's all. So I'm not gonna meal prep today. I think one of the things I have discovered that I enjoy, which I talk about in Monday's video about batching, and I've applied it kind of to cleaning. I don't like having things that I feel like I have to do on the weekends. I think when you work all week long, like having to do all the chores on the weekends, like meal prepping, grocery shopping, cleaning, like that, it's not fun. Like that's not enjoyable. I want my weekends to be more enjoyable. So that's why I feel like I've tried to do a better job of doing those things more during the week, and then being able to just like do whatever I want on the weekends. And today that is going to be laying in bed, playing with my Google Cal and my planner, watching Superstore with Sam. But before I do that, I'm actually gonna show you something that I got in the mail. So I've mentioned before that Plum Paper, the way that they do their referral program is I have to submit your email, you get 10% off your first order, and I get $10 of credit to the shop, which is fantastic. And I appreciate every single one of you who have used my link, and I get my $10 credit. The downside is that they expire very quickly, and because I buy Plum Papers that are 6-12 month planners, and they don't have a ton of other like accessory items, they're really just, there's not as many things for me to use my extra credits on. And I have been kind of leaning towards changing some of the headers in my health planner recently. And so I had some credits expiring, and I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and get a new health planner. So let me flip you around and get that opened. So the cover I got is the cover of the month for this month. I actually really like it. I think it's pretty, but when you get the cover of the month, you also get 10% off whatever the product is that you're getting. So if I like the cover of the month, I always try to get a new planner on it, just to get that additional 10% off. And then I always get it removable, so that I could either put on the other cover that I have on my health planner right now. I might leave this for a little bit. Honestly, I don't look at the cover for this one that much because it just stays in my morning routine basket. But this one I got it starting in May. I love that. I love that you can pick your start date in the Plum Paper whenever. It is weird sometimes to have a planner that is going from May of this year to April of next year. It's kind of random, but I do like that I can just get it to start right away. So I got the same exact layout. This is still the A5 sized, same layout, but I changed up the headers just a little bit to have them in a different order. I wanted them to be in a little bit more of a, not necessarily a priority order, but just like, I don't know. I kind of changed up the order, and then I changed some of the headers. So sleep is still a header that I had before, but I bumped it up to the top, and water. I just have been listening to somebody's podcast recently that talks about how important these two things are for weight loss. So I'm really trying to hone in on them. So sleep and water, and then whatever the workout is, the stats for my Apple Watch. And then this one used to say macros, but instead I'm just labeling it as food. I just have a couple different things of how I might track food in the future that might not be just doing all of my macros. So I just wanted a section on food that might be like, it might just be me writing down what I had for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or it might be writing down how many vegetables I had or how many fruits and vegetables I had, things like that, instead of it being my actual macros and having to track all of my food. And then the last one, which I've been doing for a while now, where I was crossing it off. I used to do joy, something that brought me joy, which is still a really good category to have, but now I'm doing a win. So anything that is health related that was a win for the day, just even a small one, I am putting in that category. So I'm excited to start using this new one tomorrow. Although technically on Tuesday, because I won't have anything to fill in until Tuesday morning. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this vlog up here. I hope you enjoyed seeing this weekend in my life. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. For the rest, but these are much more rain resistant. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and